Welcome to Kansas City, Missouri. I'm your host with the most, Lamont at Large. Today we're going to visit the exact location where on March 3rd, 1963, Patsy Cline gave a concert performance to many fans that paid good money to see her perform right over there. Little did anybody know that that would be her very last concert performance. This right here is Soldiers and Sailors Memorial. This is the location where Patsy Cline gave her final performance. Now, originally she wasn't slated to perform at this venue. They were having a benefit concert because a very popular DJ, Cactus Jack Hall, had perished in a automobile accident 2 months previous, so they were doing this concert to raise proceeds for his family. And they asked Patsy Cline if she could perform here because the tickets were selling poorly. Now, she had performed with Dottie West, George Jones, and of course, two of the men that would perish alongside of her in that horrible airplane crash, Hawkshaw Hawkins and Cowboy Copas. Now, she was set to perform 3 different times at 2 p.m., 5 p.m., and 8 p.m. And on that afternoon, going into the evening, none of the concert goers would know Patsy Cline was under the weather. She had the flu, so she really wasn't feeling very well. But none of them would have known that because, by all intents and purposes, she gave just an excellent performance. And the way her voice sounded, it sounded just like how it's always sounded, and nobody would know the difference. Just that week previous, she had performed nationally on a TV show called The George Reeves Show. And as you can see in this picture, which is believed to be the final picture that Patsy Cline ever took, she's wearing that beautiful white dress, and it's kind of an odd angle to take a picture of somebody so famous. But the reason why that angle is like that is because the picture taker, one Mildred Keith, she's only 4'11", so she's kind of having to point up to take that picture. So after the concert's over, of course, she gets paid, and more than likely, as these doors open up and everybody starts flooding out, Patsy Cline's probably going to make an exit, probably from the backside of this venue or a side door or what have you. Now, Patsy Cline was supposed to fly out the next day back home to Nashville, which is about I want to say maybe 500-ish miles away. And Dottie West, one of the performers at this concert, she had offered Patsy a ride, and Patsy said these now very ominous words. She said, quote, "Don't worry about me. When it's my time to go, it's my time to go," unquote. Now, there's always been a weird inclination that Patsy Cline has always had about her own death. She actually almost died in a car accident a while back. So there's just always been this unsettling feeling in her that maybe she felt that she was gonna die young. So after leaving this concert hall, she came out on this street right here, made a left, and drove 2 blocks away to her hotel. After driving about 2 blocks down this street right here, Patsy Cline would end up staying at this establishment right here, which used to be called the Townhouse Motor Hotel. Now, in 1978, it was sold to another person, and today it is a apartment building for seniors 55 years and older. So she stayed here that night and the following night because she couldn't get a flight out. But eventually in the afternoon on March 5th, 1963, they were able to finally leave town and inevitably get on that ill-fated plane ride trying to get back home to Nashville, Tennessee. Currently, we are at the plane crash location. This would be the exact spot where on March 5th, 1963, one of country music's brightest stars tragically lost her life. We're gonna walk down to the exact spot of where the plane nosedived into the ground. There's a walkway right here that we're gonna walk up to it. And of course, you got a sign right here talking about a little bit about the plane crash and the people aboard who died. And as I walk down to the memorial site, I'm a little surprised that nobody's here. I got the place to myself, if you will. I thought there would be at least 10, 12 people, and I'm sure there is during the busy season out here. Right now the weather is warm, so that's probably not it. You know, the sun's gonna come down in about the next hour and 15 minutes, so I'm sure during the summer traveling season that this place gets many visitors. And we're almost there to the rock, which marks the exact location of where the plane crashed. Now, after they found the wreckage and they were hauling off the wreckage, you had a lot of people that actually beat a lot of the authorities to the crash location, and the money that Patsy Cline had made from the previous day's concerts was missing. That money was never recovered. Kind of an eerie feeling. an eerie feeling that I feel right now, and also a very, just an eerie story. Oftentimes you'll read stories similar to this one, not necessarily of plane crashes, but of people almost having a premonition of their own death, an unshakable feeling of impending doom. And some people freely talk about it, and some people don't. Some people just keep it to themselves. And, Patsy Cline, for some unknown reason, even after that car accident, which she almost died in that, it's almost like I feel that she expected this in a weird way. I mean, we can't forget, as we get older, we gotta, sit back and think. I mean, Patsy Cline was only 30 years old. I mean, that's a kid. And it's, me being, I'll be 45 and not too long. And just to think that, I've lived 15 years longer than she did. Absolutely incredible. We must also remember the other three individuals who died in the accident: Cowboy Copas, Hawkshaw Hawkins, and Randy Hughes. And I know that Randy Hughes was the pilot, and of course he was the one that should not have flown. And oftentimes as I get more into the topic of plane crashes and going to the locations, we gotta remember. And sometimes with pilots, they've been flying for so many years, it's like driving a car to them. But you got accidents like this where no matter how confident you are in your flying skills, sometimes you just got to say, you know what, hey, maybe we'll just sit this one out. Maybe we'll just wait. I mean, we'll just get a hotel for a few days and wait it out. And here we are at the Shenandoah Memorial Park Cemetery in Frederick County, Virginia, just right outside of Winchester, about an hour and change west of Washington, D.C. And this here is the grave of the one and only Patsy Cline. She's buried next to her second husband, I believe, Charles Dick. And that is her right there. One of the tragic events that has happened in music, and for her to almost die in a car accident and survive that and recover to die in a plane crash, is very uncanny, to say the least. It says right here, death can not kill what never dies, and then love below that. So yeah, she gets lots of visitors. There was already a lady here taking pictures and visiting her grave. Okay, rest in peace to Patsy and Charles. And I'm going to hit the road on to the next adventure. Okay, guys, I'll catch up with you on the next vlog. Peace.